What's good, everybody? Welcome back. We have another pre-market analysis and we're about to find out what trades we are looking to take this upcoming week. So let's move everything, like you already know, towards not ready yet, and then let's get started. So first pair we're starting with is GBP USD. This is a pair we broke down last week. We didn't catch opportunity, but let's see what happens, right? So right now we can see the daily time frame is still bullish. I want to see, and it looks like price wants to give us that bearish breaking past this recent higher low. If price can do this, I would simply wait for price to have the retest on the daily time frame, and then I will drop towards that 4-hour time frame to then find that zone. Right now it does look like price has formed, let's see, structure. I will probably look for price to have that deep break like we saw on the daily time frame. Going back to it, how this will allow the daily to have that structure break, wait for the daily to have the retest of this recent structure break, and once the daily has that retest, go towards the 4-hour time frame, where we will ultimately be looking for price to have the retest of this recent broken structure. You can see how price gave us a break of structure of this recent higher low. I want to see price get a deeper push towards the downside and then have that pullback towards this area, where I will then wait for the 15-minute to simply work its way back up towards this area of interest, and once it taps back into, I will wait for that break of structure, allowing me to see that price is now getting back in sync with the daily and the 4-hour time frame being in a bearish trend. Wait for my bearish engulfing entry, stops just above, and like you all know, just targeting whatever the 4-hour sets up that lower low. So this does look good for next week, but we do have to wait for a breakout of the daily time frame, so we'll put waiting on the daily. Next, NZD USD. Right now we are in no man's land. You can see how price is attempting to form the retracement back down towards this area of interest, but as that is taking place, we can see how the 4-hour is simply just out of sync, right? I would love for the 4-hour to be in sync around this area at the daily area of interest. I want to see price on the daily time frame before I'm looking for entries. I want to see price give me the break of structure, give me the retest of structure. Once price can give me the retest, go towards the 4-hour to find my zone, and then wait for the 15 minutes with the structure. After I find my zone on the 4-hour time frame, I will then mark that off, and then I will wait for the shift of structure on the 15-minute to then ride this trade back towards the upside, looking something like so. But if price is in no man's land, as it gave me that break of structure, I really have no clue on if price wants to take off from here or if price wants to continue back down towards the downside to possibly attempt the retest of this recent broken structure. But this is something that you just want to avoid. You don't need to find an entry like so, because like we all know, where you put your stop loss, typically you want it to put it underneath that recent area of interest. And if I do put my stop loss right here, you can already see how this one, my stop loss is just too huge, giving price too much wiggle room to mess around, and then two, my risk to reward will be ugly, because I would like to target the first recent higher high structure being my target one, and at target one I typically look for the 1 to 2 risk to reward. And so this just gives you overall ugly price action, and you simply just want to walk away. Nobody's forcing you to take it, just wait for the cleaner structure. On NZD USD, we simply are in no man's land and we are not ready just yet. The cleaner idea structure will be the break towards the upside, breaking past this recent higher high, wait for price to have the retest of that structure, and then drop towards the 4-hour time frame, find my zone, and then continue to ride this trade towards the upside. Next, we have Euro JPY. On Euro JPY, we was in a bearish trend. Price then went bullish. As price went bullish, we had all this pivot points, because you can see we had the higher high here, my higher low there, and then just everything in between, right? Just pivot points, I like to call them, because if price hasn't given me a break towards the upside or a break towards the downside, really there's nothing happening within price yet, and we just still have to be patient. So we can see all these pivot points, and then price then gave us a break toward the upside structure. Right now, I am waiting for price to form another bearish candle, just giving me a deeper retracement like so. One, this will be allowing the daily to tap back into the recent break of structure, and after price can tap back towards that recent break of structure, you can see how the 4-hour is in sync with the daily time frame, being in a bullish trend. So on the 4-hour time frame, you can see how price was bearish. We then went towards this bullish structure due to the breakout of this recent higher high. Price then had the retracement back down, and then the continuation break of structure based off of the breakout of our recent higher high, right? But since price did give us the breakout towards this recent higher high structure, and on the daily time frame, we are waiting for the deeper retracement to get established. Where is an area we can see price tap back into? Going back towards the 4-hour time frame, we can see the overall structure break around here, right? This being our recent higher high point. But before we had this overall structure break, we had structure within structure, aka our minor structure. And then this minor structure area is around here. Again, we can draw this out just so you all can see the visual aspect and have a clear idea of what I'm talking about. So as we drag this out now towards the open space, you can see how the overall structure is around here. We have our lower high, our lower low, the break past this recent lower high, going from bearish to then bullish, this being our new higher high. And after we got this new higher high, you can see how price formed these 2 pivot points, well, 3 pivot points, and then had the continuation break based off of this structure. But as price gave us the breakout, you can see where the last recent structure price formed was around here, due to this being the structure within structure. So that's when I grab my box tool, and then I use that area of interest as a area I would like to see price bounce from. One, we're about to go through these rejections, and as long as price is giving me more than 2 rejections towards this area of interest, I will simply use that zone to then take a trade off of. One, based off of the reactions price is showing me struggling to get through this area, and then 2, I don't really have a 2. But that's really why. As long as I'm seeing price struggle, that's why I will use that area to take a trade. Waiting for the daily to have that deeper retracement, you can see how that will allow price to form a beautiful retracement back towards this area where not only we have 1, but we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 rejections towards this area of interest, more than enough. And we can see how price struggles to break through towards the upside. And now, since price did give us a break, 1, past the overall structure, and then 2, past this minor area of interest where price was struggling, I would love to see price not only pull back, allowing the daily to have that deep retracement, but overall getting back towards this 4-hour area of interest before we have that continuation back towards the upside. So this is looking good. I can put this on waiting on the daily time frame. Next, we have AUD NZD. I'm not really interested in this. You can see how price has had the retest of the recent daily break. We are bearish going towards the 4-hour though. We are out of sync, and I'm not interested. Like you all know, I wait for 2 time frames to be in sync. One, that being my daily and my 4-hour time frame. If my 4-hour is not in sync with the daily, I simply do not trade. And right now, my daily's bearish, my 4-hour is bullish, and I walk away. So we're gonna leave this on not ready yet. Euro NZD, same thing. Price is in no man's land. We already caught a counter trend trade. Well, we attempted to catch this counter trend trade, but ended up taking a loss. One, you can see how the daily is bullish based off of the breakout of these recent higher highs, and price now forming the retracement back down towards this structure. So as price is forming that retracement back down, you can see how the 4-hour got out of sync in a bullish trend, going from bullish to then bearish based off of the breakout of this higher low. So as price had the retest of this recent higher low, and you can see the rejection we were having towards this area of interest. Well, I didn't find this area of interest on the 4-hour time frame, I'm sorry. But as price did have the retest of that recent break of structure, I dropped towards the 1-hour time frame, and the 1-hour time frame did show me a level of interest. You can see how we played support and resistance. Amount of rejections price is showing is unbelievable. So this is a reason I used this area of interest as an entry zone. And you can see we caught our entry, ended up going to drawdown, almost taking us out, ended up hitting our take profit, coming back to entry, going back to profit, and then ultimately taking us out of this trade, and then going back down towards our overall TP. So just a little wick out continuation happening, but really nothing else. Besides that, price isn't showing me anything interesting, so I'm gonna leave it. AUD USD price is now showing me a breakout towards the upside, which does look good. The only downside is that this price action is a little too choppy for my liking. I will simply just wait for price to form the pullback towards this recent breakout and have the continuation, just showing me cleaner structure overall. Don't get me wrong, price is showing us bullish momentum towards the upside, but I would love to just see something like this take place instead of something like this. This compared to this, I'm simply just waiting for the retest of structure. Until price can show me that around there, I'm not going to be interested. So again, we're going to leave this on not ready yet. Euro GBP, same thing. Price is not ready yet. It's not showing me anything interesting. Price is having the retracement. We haven't tapped back into my zone. I'm simply not interested. And then the 4 hour, as you all can see, is bearish, not in sync. So we can leave that alone. CHF, JPY, I'm not interested. Nope, no man's land, no man's land, no man. We are now having the retest. This actually looks good. You can see price is bearish based off of the breakout. We now have that retest. 4 hour time frame, however, we are bullish, not interested. I'm gonna leave it be. Next, ugly, already having the push. You can see how price had the retest towards the broken structure. 4 hour, the 4 hour was out of sync, so we didn't have a possibility anyway. You can see the 4 hours bullish, so no entry possibilities. Not really interested until we have the breakout, which will look good. Wait for that retest towards that zone before we look for the continuation. So simply just wait for something like that, the cleaner structure overall, that will present you with the better opportunity. Not interested, simply waiting on the breakout, but we can put this at number 1 because it does look like it's about to happen soon. Nope, ugly, disgusting, nothing. Yeah, it's not looking like price is showing us anything else, but Euro JPY and GBP USD, yeah, everything else is ugly. Right now we're just looking at Euro JPY and GBP USD. Euro JPY is in effect because one, we already performed the breakout, the continuation breakout towards the upside. We're just waiting for price to form that retracement on the daily time frame. After the retracement can be established, wait for the tap back into this recent broken structure on the 4 hour time frame, followed by the shift of structure that price will be showing us as price works its way back down on the 15-minute time frame. Wait for that shift of structure, and we find our entry like so, targeting those highs. But still gotta wait. I say this will happen probably Monday night, Tuesday morning. We'll have to see. And then GBP USD, we are waiting for the breakout towards the downside with the retest and continuation. So wait for the retracement. This will allow the 4 hour to have the retracement towards the recent broken structure. Wait for the shift of structure on the 15, find our entry, ride it back towards the highs. This does look good, so I'm excited for next week. Number 1 pair, Euro JPY. Number 2, GBP USD, because we still have to allow price to form the breakout. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna bring y'all updates if something do happen, because y'all gonna see if we caught a trade and won or if we caught a trade and lost. Updates like always will be posted. I'm good.